It's a great app, I highly recommend it. I thought it was going to be a waste of time, but it's actually really, really good. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Camilla. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about productivity and how to stop procrastinating. Firstly, I think one of the most important things is to work out why it is that you want to stop procrastinating and why you want to be more productive. It's so much easier to find the motivation to put down your phone, eliminate distractions, when you know why it is that you want to stop procrastinating and what you want to achieve. Your why doesn't have to be anything monumental. It can be as simple as, I want to make sure I get my work done on time so that I've got the evening free to spend with friends or on my hobbies. It can literally be that simple. It just has to be true and you have to really want to do it. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know what a huge fan I am of the 6-minute diary, and it's actually something that I use to be more productive. Every single morning, the book asks, how will you make today great? And today I wrote, I'm going to write and film a YouTube video to be consistent and stick to my schedule of uploading on Wednesdays and Sundays. So you see what I've done there? I've explained what I wanted to do and why I want to do it. And the other day I wrote, today I'm going to focus on work. It's necessary to focus so I'm not behind. Procrastinating is a waste of time. And if I tell myself these things in the morning, then it's much more likely that for that day anyway, I will be more focused and I'll have my why firmly in my mind. I'll be present during that day and thinking, okay, I've made a promise to myself. I need to fulfill that. And so I'm not going to let myself get distracted. It gives me the clarity and motivation I need for the day, but it is something that I have to personally work on daily. So if you're anything like me and need that daily reminder of what it is you want to achieve and why, then I definitely recommend picking up a book similar to this and making yourself that promise every single morning. The second tip that I have is to have a to-do list. I don't know about you, but if I don't have a to-do list, then I'll go through my tasks, and then once I finish one task, I think, okay, what should I do next? And I might have a few different options in mind, and then I'll be thinking about that for a while. And then I might get distracted by thinking, oh, okay, let me just look at my phone. I might check my emails. And then before you know it, half an hour to an hour has gone past, and I've done nothing since I finished my last task. By having a to-do list, you eliminate those distractions, you know exactly what to do next, and therefore the time in between each task is kept to a minimum. This will increase your productivity and stop you from procrastinating. The third tip that I have sounds kind of obvious, but it needs to be said, and that's eliminating distractions. Firstly, I would do an analysis and work out what it is that's distracting you on a day-to-day basis and be honest with yourself. For me, I know my phone is a huge distraction. I end up on Instagram and I'm like, how do I even get here? So for me, it would be to remove my phone from the equation. But when I was at university, I got distracted by my family when I was at home revising. So I would go to a public library and sit in the silent area where I knew I wouldn't get distracted. And I was so much more productive than when I ever tried to work at home. Even though it was harder work, I had to get up, physically get dressed and go to the library. It might seem like wasted time, but in the long run, putting that extra effort in to eliminate distractions had a great overall impact on my ability to focus during the whole day. Make sure you've got a quiet workspace. If you're using a laptop, then close down any unnecessary tabs that you don't need. Make sure you close down your email so you don't have notifications popping up because they're so distracting. And I think there's a statistic, like if you get distracted once, then you can't focus again for the next 23 minutes and it ruins your whole workflow. And one app that I have found so helpful, and it's one that I've known about for a long time, but I avoided downloading it because I thought, I've got enough self-control. I don't need to download an app to tell me when I can and can't use my phone. I'll just put my phone in another room, surely. Yeah, it works sometimes, but generally I end up not putting my phone in another room because I'm lazy. I'm just taking another break. I took a break like 2 seconds ago, but I'm just going to take another one now. Using the Forest app has really helped me. For any of you who don't know what the Forest app is, it's an app which you download and it works kind of similar to the Pomodoro technique, which is where you work for 25 minutes and then have a 5-minute break and then repeat that about 4 times. Well, the Forest app works in a similar way. It gets you to not use your phone for 25 minutes. Whilst you're in your study mode, it will grow a tree. But if you use your phone whilst the tree is growing, then the tree dies and then the whole forest dies. It all goes goes to waste essentially. So it's really satisfying to see your forest that you've grown because it's a representation of how well you've worked on that day. But it's a great app, I highly recommend it. I thought it was going to be a waste of time, but it's actually really, really good. And the final thing that I want to say is make sure you give yourself breaks, because you can't be working productively all of the time. It's just not possible. We're not robots, we're humans, and humans need breaks. So make sure that you schedule in some rest time, because it will help you in the long run as well. I think if you give yourself breaks, then you'll be well rested and more likely to be able to work to your full potential during your productive sessions. And it will also be really good for your mental health as well, because if you always feel like you have to do something, then I think that can create feelings of anxiety. I know for me anyway, if I don't give myself scheduled rests, then I feel like I should be busy all the time, and that can create feelings of anxiety and just overall stress. So definitely schedule yourself in some rest. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. Please do give me a like if you did, and also consider subscribing. If you're a law student or applying for training contracts, then definitely check out this video here, because I think you'll find it really interesting. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.